without dropping one game here in Pro League. And, just his kind of game, if he could also play a macro game against Dream, I feel like he could definitely take it. But we're going to have to see. Here is Dream. He is so far 2-3 and 1-1 versus Zer.
Dream's been blocked. He's been eBay blocked, man, this season. Nobody has allowed him to really show his full potential and harassment. He's been cheesed so many times. He's been all in by Protosses. Now, Shine has only lost one time in Pro League. He's been one of the most consistent players that Samsung has sent out. He has not played yet a single match against Terran, on the other hand. Of course, all time, including his Brood War stats, he's 74 and 66, so not even too far off of that 100 win club. Said one twice there. Watch that.
Yeah. Well, I think this is going to be an interesting one to start this one off. We're going to have to see who takes this one.
Yep, we will indeed. Let's jump into game number 1, Dream versus Shine, here at the SPL.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the bottom on Polarnight, in the teal for MVP, the Terran player, Dream.
And to the top of the map in pink, it's Shine, player for Samsung Galaxy Con, famous for all-inning. People have said that he will 6-pool your mother, not think twice about it. See what he decides to show us here, as that build is not quite viable in this matchup right now, especially with how Terran players have started to go Reaper. Now, let's see what Dream has planned. He starts his depot a little bit late, actually, to be honest. Like a few seconds later than he would be ideal, which is starting to make me panic a little bit. Well, as I was saying about Dream, his personality and his play has just been eBay blocked. He's a great player in the mid game. Very similar playstyle to Maru. Very aggressive, attacks constantly, especially good with drop play. And his drop play in the late game, and this matchup in particular, is exceptionally good. But he's been killed early on a lot of the time, especially against Protoss. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was the first Terran player ever in Pro League to be killed by Blink Stalker when Rain's Blink was late, and he still died.
That was Rain who did it against him.
Yeah.
Very interesting game to start things off, especially when the hype about Protoss being so strong against Terran at that time.
Well, it's definitely something to consider, because I've been watching this guy since his debut in StarCraft 2. I flew on a plane with him twice, going to MLG, talked to him quite a bit. He's a very friendly guy, very young and very talented. And I was thinking he was going to be, at the time, I would say about nearly 2 years ago, I thought he was going to be Maru. I thought he was going to be the one who's doing the best because his multitasking was so good. Did not turn out that way, but I would still say he's got so much untapped potential that hasn't really been shown, especially not in Pro League.
I have to agree with you. I'm just very curious to see how he's going to do up against Shine here. We're going to have to see if Shine goes for any timing attacks here, and if Dream is going to be able to hold them off. I recall a bunch of games from round 1. Like you said, his play kind of being eBay blocked, not coming out too often here for MVP, but I recall a bunch of games where he was, very Maru-esque, very drop-heavy, very multitask-heavy, and a guy who definitely has a lot of potential.
There were like 3 Terrans back then, and I thought all 3 of them were going to be the best. And those 3 were this guy, Bomber, and for some reason the third player who I just thought of has escaped my mind. Oh, Gumiho. Those were the 3 I was like, no, these are going to be the best. Just because at that time they were unparalleled with their drop play. Like, nobody was doing drop play better than them. Marine King did for a while, but he started to fall off around this time. Well, let's see how much damage he can get done with this Reaper. The micro pretty good so far. He's off creep, so that he can eventually start to eliminate some of these Zerglings. He's forced 6 Zerglings instead of 4.
Yeah, very, very strong micro so far. He actually faked going down the edge there and forced the Zerglings to shine a little bit further out, and then just circled around the bottom. Got an extra Zergling killed there.
Yeah, now the second Reaper is here, and now we can start to target those Zerglings down much faster. He's going to get away here. Not as aggressive with his micro as Marine King, and not as rushed, really, with his Reapers. Jumps up here, but still actually can kite against these Zerglings. Almost a bit of a mistake by Shine to leave those there like that. If he got us around, luckily, maybe he could have worked out for him, but the DPS is just too high.
And Dream's is very, very meticulous with this micro. You could tell he's basically controlling this the whole time, but keeping his macro at his base up at the same time. Very impressive here. Microing his Reapers up and down the ramp, or the ledge there. Does keep them all alive, getting more and more Zergling kills. That one Reaper is pretty low. Got to micro that back. Actually keeps it alive with 2 health.
That was very scary. And where did the Queen go? Went down the ramp. And I think he's going to lose 1 Reaper here. Does get targeted down, but he kills a drone. And so much lost mine time. Shine is like, well, when I don't 6-pool, man, things get pretty hard. He's actually losing a lot of drones here. This is like unacceptable. There was almost no micro from him in some of those cases. The Queen position here is excellent, though, and he will pick off that 2nd Reaper. That was nicely done.
A bit of a rocky start here for Shine. I was not expecting this. A guy who's shown us some very, very good micro so far, just being out-microed here by Dream. Dream, very nice play as well.
Well, I mean, let's see how this one goes. I really like to see the follow-up here. He gets Cloak, and he's going Hellions. The 3rd base is very late. And how many Hellions does he have? I think he has 4 now, and the 5th and 6th are being queued, if I'm not mistaken. I could be 2 off there. No, yeah, he's got 4 on the map. So with this, and how much damage you get early on this hatch, which is not connected at all by creep because the Queens were so busy, I think he might be able to kill his hatchery.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. He's got Banshees with Cloak on the way. It's hard to get that 3rd base up, which is so late. With Spore Crawlers, with Queens, there's no creep like you mentioned. I think it's going to be pretty hard for Shine to hold that 3rd base. Especially, you know, we saw a bunch of other Terran players earlier on doing this as well. It's a very, very aggressive play. Continuing with the Hellions. Marine King was doing this against True in his game. And we're seeing a similar style so far out of Dream.
Now, let's see if he can connect this creep. He's got active tumors here, but this can be denied by Dream if he's on top of it, he has vision. 6 Hellions now on the map. Queen is actually, or rather, Banshee is going towards the main base. Should be able to deny that tumor. Oh, doesn't quite get it.
Doesn't get the tumor.
That's huge, actually. That means he can extend the bases so much easier.
There's
Spore Crawler
one
here.
Spore Crawler, but it's, you know, he can still pick up these gas drones here. He's going to have to pull them back, wait for that Queen to come back. And it's hard to do that when you got a bunch of Hellions at your 3rd base as well.
So happy that Queen pops out right now, with the 2nd Spore Crawler finishing as well. He's going to be very happy to defend this. The lair being a little bit later here is kind of annoying. With the good Spore Crawler coverage from Shine, I don't think the Banshee Harass will be able to continue to do damage. Back at home, we have the transition to Bio, something that Shine is going to want to see ASAP. He's got an Overlord to the right side of the main base he could send in to see those eBays, which would tip him off exactly what's happening. This is a lot of Hellions here still, and he's not able to mine from this base. And I think he's actually have to cancel that Spore.
Yeah, Spore's going to go down if he doesn't cancel. He gets a cancel, restarts it. But continuing with this, has 2 Cloak Banshees now at the natural. Only 1 Queen and 1 Spore Crawler to deal with this.
He's just abusing the fact there's no Overseers, and I really like this, because even if you're killing Zerglings, you're getting something done. And, you know, he's killing a few drones, he's killing a few Zerglings, he's still totally controlling those Queens, which means this base is completely exposed. The Roachborn that's going down here is interesting, because I think he might be feeling Mech is coming on, and he's even getting the ranged attack for the Roaches. The thing is, I would say almost certainly that he thinks Mech is coming, but this is Shine, and he always hits timing attacks, and a Roach timing against Bio can work. This is something that would not be beyond Shine. He sends the Overseer in right now. He's making 2 Overseers, in fact, 1 for the defense of the Banshees. And he's going to go and find that this is Bio. How much damage can these Zerglings get done? Good micro here by Dream. Really nicely done.
Yeah, very nicely done. He also has an Overseer in the main base there. I think a Hellion went down there to those Queens.
I wonder if he's going to hit a Roach Baneling timing. Old school style. What is the plan here? Because he started Roach Speed and he had +1 for Roaches going up for so long that it's hard for him to just go, oh, Bio, okay, I'm switching out. I think this might have been his plan from the beginning. It's hard to say. This group of Marines will get picked off. Nice micro here by Shine. Just being very map aware.
We're seeing a ton of Roaches coming out here, and I think your analysis is correct here. He's getting the Roach Speed as well. I think we could see a very strong timing attack come across. We don't see any Banelings just yet, but he's being very, very active with his Zerglings, trying to pick out as many army units as possible.
Yeah.
Even coming in here at the 3rd base, getting some SCVs. But like I said before, those army units are just so very important for the Terran right now.
It's just funny to me because this sort of timing, is very specific usually. You know, he's going to have 1-1, and it is a very large amount of roaches, but the thing is he's up against Banshees, and Banshees can delay this quite a bit. There's no way to deal with those. He's walking his queens across the map, yes, but I don't know, the AoE damage here with the Hellions, plus the stem and the medevacs here. This roach composition loses its power the longer this goes on. The Widow Mines are going to get some good shots here. Actually kills the Banshee, friendly fire there. He's trying to push his way through. The Banshee's still doing extra damage. One more Hellion here.
And more roaches coming across the map. He's fighting with his SCVs right now. You know, the stim on the Marines and the +1/+1 having been finished is working out pretty well, but that Banshee, you know, has gone down. Seems like Shine is going to be pushed back here for now, though.
It's just the roaches do a ton of damage, but they do it so slowly they can't outdo the damage healing of those medevacs. The Widow Mines here, and look at the upgrades. 2-2 on the way already for Dream. He's going to push this back for now. This one roach over here looking a little bit sad and lonely. And this composition just loses power over time. The more medevacs that come out on the map. He even continues to make Banshees here, realizing that that's going to be pretty useful for him. He kills a few SCVs, but he's so drone light himself back at home. The worker count is still pretty much even, plus the mules on 3 base. Once combat shields from 2-2 finish, Dream is going to be in an almost unlosable spot here. He still needs to be careful, but he's like making siege tanks right now.
He's doing a good job being careful, and he should know this against a guy like Shine, a guy who's just going to just aggressively attack over and over. You guys are watching it right now, even trying to attack at the tanks and Banshees, rather. He will just continuously attack you over and over. And Dream is doing the right thing here with his defense.
He's even going to go for a counter drop because he starts to realize, okay, all of your eggs are in one basket. You basically have almost no Zerlings on the map, it seems like. I'm going to drop you here. Ouch. Those roaches taking some hits here. The drop is spotted, but he loses an Overlord as a result, and that means he's supply blocked right now. He's making Hydralisk, and he's getting Roach Burrow. He's trying to pull off something we've seen very few Zerg players actually pull off in the past, usually with specific timings or against mech compositions. Roach Hydra. Seen Stefano dabble in this quite a bit as well. Probably the most successful Roach Hydra player against Bio that we've ever seen. The Widow Mine here is really critical as those drones start to bunch up. And here we go. Widow Mine burrows, pulls medevac away. Oh,
just barely goes down.
Thank the Spore.
Yeah, that one Spore just on the edge, given that detection, man.
Wow, Burrow not done yet either, so he couldn't have tried to avoid that with burrowing his drones. That was a close call.
Very close. Some Overlords here a little bit too close to the Terran army in the meantime.
Yeah, miss rallies.
Block him here.
And this is looking worse and worse for Shine. He's lost so much momentum in this game. This wall is not tight. I don't think he sees this. This could be one small step to get Shine back into this game. I'm a little bit baffled that Dream has not seen this, though, to be honest. That was a pretty huge group that walked by him. He's got a sensor tower now that should see this.
Well,
if he pops up, I mean, this could do a lot of damage.
Looks like he's getting ready to do it. Even the supply depot's down here, so he's going to be able to get into the main and the natural. Could do a bunch of damage. There is a very strong push coming across, though. Trying to fight with SCVs here, not the best. Doing a lot more damage in the main is Shine. Dream trying to drop over here at the natural again, but look at this super strong push with the tanks. He's forced to pull his drone away from the third base. He does not have a fourth base.
Defender's advantage back at home, plus the fact that he just has an army that can win the game. The Roaches are no longer at home. Hellbats here are going to help fight against the Hydralisk. This composition is never going to win against a bio force of this size. Never, ever, no way, no how. Absolutely not. And Shine lost this game a long time ago. He's tried to make this composition work after he went Roach speed, but too much damage done early on, too much tempo advantage here for Dream, and now he's going to take the win. He's doubling his opponent's supply. He's going to kill this natural. The worker count drops to 25. GG.
Dream takes the match. Very strong play. Very strong turn. You're hyping him up a bit before the match. And I want to see him come out more and more because he definitely, as we saw in this game, he definitely has a lot of talent. He took Shine very seriously, played a bit safe, and then once he knew he had the game, he walked across the map at the right time, took the game.
I mean, I think he was not expecting burrow movement. He was building a sensor tower expecting run-bys, but of course the Cloak Roaches catching him off guard a little bit there. But it didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. He already had the game won. The choice to go for a Roach push there against the Banshees is tough.